This film is the endgame. This film is the culmination of the 22 movies that we've made up to this point. I think we'll continue to introduce new heroes as we've done over the past 10 years. I just can't talk about which new heroes yet.
So this movie is a very substantial movie. The running time is 3 hours and 1 minute. So one thing you can do to prepare for this movie is to not eat or drink anything for maybe a couple hours before you go into the theater.
The first question is to you, Kevin. I think that the culmination of the 10 years worth of work was Infinity War, and I think this Endgame will guide us to the next decade to come. And I heard that some of the heroes have been replaced, but will be replaced by new heroes. So I wonder what the main focus was when you were making this new film, and if the transition will be successful.
This film is the endgame. This film is the culmination of the 22 movies that we've made up to this point. So Infinity War was really the lead up to this endgame. And I wouldn't use the word replace. I think we'll continue to introduce new heroes as we've done over the past 10 years. I just can't talk about which new heroes yet.
What was the main focus, the point of concern when you were producing this movie?
Well, I mean, all four of us on this stage want to deliver for the fans. For the fans around the world, we're all fans, and we, have spent the better part of 10 years working towards this film. All the work we've done has been leading towards this film. So the biggest concern was delivering, was making sure that we deliver surprises and a very, very satisfying conclusion to the Infinity Saga of 22 films.
Can you give us some of the tips on how to best enjoy the movie? Are there any things that we should keep in mind before going to the theater?
I think bring tissues, but you don't have to bring tissues. You really bring your enthusiasm, bring your love of these characters and of these cast, because the actors have worked so hard for so long as well. We shot this movie for almost 2 years with Infinity War at the same time, and to finally deliver it, I think just go into a theater full of other fans and full of other people, and I hope you enjoy it.
What about Anthony and Joe? Do you want to add something to that?
To prepare yourself, like Kevin said, this movie is intended to be the culmination of the 22 movie run. There's a lot of wonderful characters. There's a lot of wonderful story that we're wrapping up in this movie. So this movie is a very substantial movie. The running time is 3 hours and 1 minute. So one thing you can do to prepare for this movie is to not eat or drink anything for maybe a couple hours before you go into the theater. But I would also say bring a snack with you in case midway through you get a little hungry, because there's no really good spot to get up and go to the bathroom during this movie. It's very exciting.
Actually, in Korea, the running time was yet to be determined, but is it now fixed? The 3 hour and 2 minute running time is fixed? Okay. Joe?
I think they've said it very well. He stole my joke about not eating or drinking before you go to the movies, so I'm out of material.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
I think it's also helpful to come in with, a little bit of the knowledge that from the other 21 movies, not to say that you have to watch all 21 movies, but there are some movies that will be helpful for you to prepare to get to the Endgame one.
As you said, this Endgame is the culmination of the previous 22 works that you've done. And especially the latest one, Infinity War, has been very well received in Korea. So what are some of the key elements that differentiate this movie, Endgame, from the previous Infinity War? And what are some of the points that will enable us to enjoy the movie more?
That's a great question. I can't get into the plot of the movie, but what I can say is that, we're always striving to continue to support our female heroines from the previous movies as well as this one. So we'll continue to explore that. And I think, working with this amazing group has been tremendous in terms of when we're sitting in the conference room and we're, hashing out and brainstorming these moments in the movie that we're always looking out for that. So it's not something that we, just sort of ignore in that sense, because it is very important to me personally too that we continue to go towards that direction.
Did you say female heroes?
Yes.
Does that mean Captain Marvel will play a more significant role in this movie?
I think she has an important role in, in this group. Like I'm looking over at the poster that we have, or the banner over there, and I see, our very strong female characters there standing next to the men, and I'm so proud that, they're being up there, represented in that way.
I'm proud too. Thank you.
어벤져스 엔드게임을 한국에 오신 이 모든 팬들에게 헌신하고 싶습니다. 진심으로 감사합니다.
와우, 브리라슨
And Bree,
사랑요.
Bree, I don't think they heard you.
사랑요. 우리말로.
Thank you.